Welcome back. This is Chicken Philosophy, Tao Te Ching, Part 3, in which we will read, is it called chapters? They're about the size of verses or shorter, but I think they might actually be called chapters. It's just a word for dividing things. So, we started in the first one, we read 1 through 6. In the second one, we read 7 through 12. Today we'll read 13 through 18. Trying to make it last a bit longer. Anyway, if you would like to start at the beginning of the Tao Te Ching series here on Chicken Philosophy, feel free to click the playlist and start with part 1. And we'll see you when you catch up to part 3. Alright, now that they're gone. I try to avoid getting too weird before... these are new. I don't know if you noticed. It's a whole new phase of life. The neighbors are cooking fish, I think. Anyway, or something. Something's going on outside. And so that, is a nice segue, unintentional, into our incense. I think I'm going to spoil us both and light two of this lovely incense. This is definitely in my top 5 favorite incenses in the world. So there we go. There's that. And my friend in Japan, hi Taro, if you're watching. I don't think he's watching, but he watched one of my Buddhist books episodes and commented that, not that, he wanted to let me know, since I was reading something Japanese, that it's considered impolite or something. It's considered not done to blow out your incense with your mouth. Maybe something about the breath being impure or whatever. I mean, it does have toxins and carbon dioxide in it, so that is also a sciencey thing. But anyway, so trying to change my habits. It is strange. Something going on outside. Today's beverage. So this is called People's Lager. It's from here in Goa. Here's a picture of me a few years ago standing in front of a sign. As alluded to by my gesture in that photo, there's a little bit of a art style similar to communist propaganda posters, but it's a beer. And people are holding up. Let me change to my up close glasses. So I've got glasses for far away now and glasses for up close. And I just was looking in the mirror. I'm like, do I look like some kind of villain? One of those horrible people might have the same hair and gold frame, and never mind. I'll just keep going. Yeah, so they're holding up. Oh yeah, one of them's got a flag and a definitely Soviet-looking beard. And here, I'll just put up the whole image of it. So yeah, that's that. I'm not gonna put this up on the screen anywhere. No need to go that far with it. Really, the only reason why this is our beverage today is it's not our beverage today. You might recall that the pedal for Tao Te Ching, formerly Secret of the Golden Flower, is the white pedal. And I just happened to notice the last time I was down at the old grocery store that there's this thing called People's White. People's Lager, People's White. Made here in Goa. Yeah, certain things, they just seem different. I mean, they sound different. To an American ear, certain things seem strange that aren't strange here for whatever reason. And there's that. That's that. And I did remember to bring a bottle opener. It's somewhere in this room. I found it. So, yeah, the People's White is going to be the beverage for today. And don't worry, we'll get to it very shortly. Okay. Now we're good. Cheers. All right. I think we're ready. Oh, naturally hazy beer. This Japanese-inspired wheat ale is brewed with ueu, satsuma orange, and juniper. Well, all right then. I didn't intend to have a Japanese-inspired beer, or lager, is there a difference? And Japanese incense, the cedarwood Morningstar brand. All right, cool. Let's move along, shall we? Next, here on the Tao Te Ching, or the White Petal in general, episodes of Chicken Philosophy, we do I Ching. So that's what we'll do. I'll be a little less lazy than last time and do some proper shuffling. And the figure that will go above my head today is solid, broken, double solid. Figure 37. Editor Edward, would you please turn up the music a little bit while I look that one up? Okay, this one is called Shia Gen, the family or the clan. A healthy family, a healthy country, a healthy world, all grow outward from a single superior person. Again, with the things sounding funny to an American ear that probably sound fine elsewhere. I don't know. All right, cool. Family, cool. I'll take it. All right, let's go ahead and get to today's reading. Let's see what it's all about. Quote, welcome disgrace as a pleasant surprise. Prize calamities as your own body. End quote. Why should we, quote, welcome disgrace as a pleasant surprise? End quote. Because a lowly state is a boon. Editor Edward, could you define boon for us? Boon, a thing that is helpful or beneficial. For example, the route will be a boon to many travelers. Then there's an archaic form that means a favor or request. Now, interesting thing, Google has this thing where it shows like how often the word is used. It looks like it started being used a lot between 1560 and 1580. That's like shortly before Shakespeare, right? And then not so much. And then right around the 1740s, it started to become used more and more and more, and then it peaked right around 1848, and then in 1868, its popularity became less and less and then sort of bottomed out. Oh, they started to use it again in the Great Depression, 1930s. And then now it's bottomed out again. So now it's as unpopular as it was in 1740. Thank you, Editor Edward. It's one of those words that when you start reading stuff like this, you run into, but it's not really so much in daily speech, at least not where I'm from. Anyway, getting it is a pleasant surprise, and so is losing it. It's like my dad used to say, the best thing about beating your head up against the wall feels so good when you stop. Continuing. That is why we should that is why we should, quote, welcome disgrace as a pleasant surprise, end quotes. Why should we, quote, prize calamities as our own body, end quotes? Because our body is the very source of our calamities. If we have no body, what calamities can we have? Hence, only he who is willing to give his body for the sake of the world is fit to be entrusted with the world. Only he who can do it with love is worthy of being the steward of the world. Look at it, but you cannot see it. Its name is formless. Listen to it, but you cannot hear it. Its name is soundless. Grasp it, but you cannot get it. Its name is incorporeal. These three attributes are unfathomable. Therefore, they fuse into one. Its upper side is not bright. Its underside is not dim. Continually, the unnameable, with a capital U, moves on until it returns beyond the realm of things. We call it the formless form, with a capital F, the imageless image, with a capital I. We call it the indefinable and unimaginable. Confront it, and you do not see its face. Follow it, and you do not see its back. Yet, equipped with this timeless Tao, you can harness present realities. To know the origins is initiation into the Tao. The ancient adepts of the Tao were subtle and flexible, profound and comprehensive. Their minds were too deep to be fathomed. Because they are unfathomable, one can only describe them vaguely by their appearance. Hesitant, like one wading a stream in winter. Timid, like one afraid of his neighbors on all sides. Cautious and courteous, like a guest. Yielding, like ice on the point of melting. Simple, like an uncarved block, hollow like a cave, confused like a muddy pool. And yet, who else could quietly and gradually evolve from the muddy to the clear? Who else could slowly but steadily move from the inert to the living? He who keeps the Tao does not want to be full, but precisely because he is never full, he can always remain like a hidden sprout, and does not rush to early ripening. (16) Attain to utmost emptiness, with a capital E. Cling single-heartedly to interior peace. While all things are stirring together, I only contemplate the return, with a capital R. For flourishing as they do, each of them will return to its root. To return to the root is to find peace. To find peace is to fulfill one's destiny. To fulfill one's destiny is to be constant. To know the constant is called insight. If one does not know the constant, with a capital C, by the way, one runs blindly into disasters. If one knows the constant, one can understand and embrace all. If one understands and embraces all, one is capable of doing justice. To be just is to be kingly. Again, with things sounding a particular way, but thousands of years ago, one can assume, didn't have the same connotation. To be kingly is to be heavenly. Case in point. To be heavenly is to be one with the Tao. To be one with the Tao is to abide forever. Such a one will be safe and whole even after the dissolution of his body. (17) The highest type of ruler is one of whose existence the people are barely aware. I remember this part, but it was translated slightly differently. Next comes one whom they love and praise. Next comes one whom they fear. Next comes one whom they despise and defy. Editor Edward, how does that compare with... Actually, let's save that for later. When you are lacking in faith, others will be unfaithful to you. The sage is self-effacing and scanty of words. When his task is accomplished and things have been completed, all the people say, quote, "We ourselves have achieved it," end quote. I remember that being, we did it all by ourselves. 18. When the great Tao was abandoned, there appeared humanity and justice. When intelligence and wit arose, there appeared great hypocrites. When the 6 relations lost their harmony, there appeared filial piety and paternal kindness. When darkness and disorder began to reign in a kingdom, there appeared the loyal ministers. That's our reading for today. Now, thoughts and commentary. Editor Edward, hi. Could you, I just thought that was interesting, could you break down for us, since you're in front of a computer, so in chapter 17, it talks about the highest type of ruler as one of whose existence the people are barely aware. And then one whom they love and praise, then one whom they fear, and then one who they despise and defy. Could you compare and contrast those 4 types of rulers with the various types of rulers according to Machiavelli? Okay, so here's the tiers that you just went over, basically. Machiavelli kind of only has 3 of those. He doesn't really enter into the leader or what leader. But over here, yeah, kind of, I mean, you could say that the quote is, it's much safer to be feared than loved. So if safer means better, then he puts it above. It's preferable. Love is preserved by the link of obligation, which owing to the baseness of men is broken at every opportunity for their advantage. But fear preserves you by a dread of punishment, which never fails. So that's what he thought. That's not what I think. That's what Machiavelli thought, just for amusement, comparing Lao Tzu with Niccolo Machiavelli, though he said the fear shouldn't turn into hatred, as that can be detrimental to the ruler. Thank you, Editor Edward, or at least according to what I remember. Not speaking, I don't think I've read The Prince, but the Cliff's Notes, you know. I like the welcome disgrace as a pleasant surprise. It's along similar lines as, you know, not to be averse and not to desire, not to be attached and that kind of thing. But at the same time, it's, you know, reframe. It's kind of like an attempt to reframe the automatic ego reaction to disgrace or calamity, to be, you know, oh, it's an opportunity, or an opportunity to grow, or, oh, good, this is, you know, I'm being corrected by someone who's wiser than I am. Thank you for making me a better person. Like the chiseled, what was it Anthony Hopkins said in that movie about C.S. Lewis? Become a better statue, whatever. I like the 3 things, that the formless, the soundless, and the incorporeal, these 3 things become one because they're unfathomable. That was just struck me as very interesting. I like that the origin text of the concept of the Tao refers to ancient adepts of the Tao, making itself not the origin, but, you know, it's like how I'm pretty sure in the Fama Fraternitatis it talked about how Christian Rosenkreutz was initiated into a temple of the order. One assumes that's the order, the Rosicrucian order, but his name was Rosy Cross, and the Rosicrucian order goes back to Christian Rosenkreutz. But he was initiated into a temple that goes back to ancient times and all over the world. So it's kind of like, yeah, but this is where it originated, though, right? I mean, same with, drawing a comparison. I think it comes up now and then, right? Or the source text of a thing refers to itself as already being ancient. You know, I mean, it's it's unfathomable and unknowable and all of that. So it's referring to an idea that is not necessarily rooted in time, though it may have made contact with time in the form of literature at a particular moment in time and space, whatever. Confused like a muddy pool gave me hope, because I'm pretty confused quite often. Cling single-heartedly to interior peace reminds me a little bit of something Lord Buddha said in the Dhammapada of the Tipitaka. If you're to be selfish, be selfish about maintaining your peace. Oh, Editor Edward, could you remind us what are the 6 relations that have lost their harmony, the 6 relations being referred to? Apparently the 6 relations refers to like an idea from Confucianism, which was already established when Tao Te Ching was written. And those relations are, most archaically, traditionally put as father and son, which is 2. So I guess the relations would be father to son and son to father. Those count as 2 of the 6 relations. Father and son, that one. Elder brother and younger brother, right? And husband and wife. I wanted to dig a little deeper than just taking Google AI's word for it, so I found a blog, and it says Zen something blog, just to get a human perspective. Practically Zen is the name of the blog. And they put it parent and child, elder sibling and younger sibling, and husband and wife. And I like how that makes sense. That makes more sense, right? I would like to make it even more 2025 and say parent and child, elder sibling and younger sibling, and group of 1 or more people who temporarily or long-term or permanently make whoopee or don't. Thank you, Editor Edward. We can always count on him. All right, so that's what we've read today, and we're still not even close to halfway through, and there doesn't seem to be, it goes all the way to the end. So just to peek ahead, there's 81, it looks like. 81, 6 at a time, so we'll have at least 14 episodes, right? Is that math? Is that how you do math? So this was episode 3, and it's a little shorter. I hope that you don't mind. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope the music was good. It's kind of pleasantly simple. All right, there it is. Next time it'll be Gwydion reading Meccan Revelations. But before that, we'll get back to the story of Jivaka Komarabaka in Buddhist Books Podcast. So that's up next. If you want to, hear the beginning of that, Mahavaga 8 Part 1 is right here. So next it's going to be Mahavaga 8 Part 2, where we'll continue the story. Sometimes the Tipitaka can be a little dull and repetitive, but right now is one of those moments where it's kind of interesting. So that's Lord Buddha's doctor, according to the most ancient Buddhist text. So it's not just something some rando made up at some point, like, oh yeah, don't forget. No, this was, as close as we can say to, he was definitely an actual guy that was actually Lord Buddha's doctor. The earliest texts say he was, so we might as well assume that in that cinematic universe, at least, he was. And anyway, look forward to getting back to the Tao next time. It's going to be Frater BT again. You remember he started the Tao leaf petal here on Chicken Philosophy. Cheers. Until next time.